Welcome to the Athletes Canvas channel, where the athletes display their God-given gift, talent and ability. On the canvas, we want to talk about the English Premier League roundup. We want to talk about what happened in and around the English Premier League. And like I always said, the English Premier League is the best league in the world. The English Premier League is the most exciting league in the world. When you want to watch entertaining football, look no further. Just look to the English Premier League. Let's jump right into it. Today I want to talk about what happened in and around the English Premier League. We have today the game between Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa won that game 3-1. Ali Watkins among the scorer in Aston Villa, and Morgan Gibbs-White scored a lone goal for Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa, they were beaten this week by Arsenal 4-1, and they quickly brushed it off and turned it around, and they thumped Nottingham Forest 3-1. So Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Let's jump right into the next game. The next game that we have is Brighton versus Burnley. Burnley is at the bottom of the table in the relegation zone. They newly promoted and they are struggling right now. They are struggling right now. I think they only win one game or 2 games. I have to go and check back and see. But I think that they won 1 game. I'm not sure that they won 2 games, but I think they won 1 game and draw a couple of games. But Brighton 2 and Burnley 0. And we jump into the next game. The next game is Wolves. Wolves finally won a game. They finally won a game. They beat West Ham. And these 2 teams are in the relegation zone. Yes, Wolves are at the bottom of the table. And West Ham, they're above Wolves, but they're still in the relegation zone. And Wolves, they beat West Ham 3-0. They beat West Ham 3-0. So I don't know if the Wolves is turning it around. I don't know if they can fight their way back out, but highly unlikely that they would come out of the relegation zone. But you never know. It's a game of football, and they might just have a run of form where they won 6 games straight or 7 games straight. You never know. You never know. So let's keep our eyes on Wolves and West Ham in the relegation dogfight for this season. Let's jump right into the next game that played today. The next game that played today is Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Bournemouth playing at home. Last year they do the double over Arsenal. They beat Arsenal away and beat Arsenal at home. And Arsenal came to the Bournemouth Stadium to change all of that this day. So Arsenal went up, Bournemouth equalized, and they were 1-1. And second half, Arsenal run out 3-2. Yes, they jumped 3-2. They jump out and go 3, and Bournemouth 2. So Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2. But in let me tell you, the second half, Arsenal scored and went 3-1 up. And Bournemouth, they scored, and Arsenal was shaky. Arsenal was looking nervy, but they held on to a 3-2 win over Bournemouth. So Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2. And let's jump right into the game that will be playing tomorrow. We have Leeds United versus Manchester United. And I think I'm just going to give my analysis here. I think that Manchester United should get the job done. I think Manchester United have enough quality to beat Leeds. Leeds is a newly promoted team, and I don't think they have enough quality to beat Manchester City. But this is a game of football. You never know. The team at the bottom can beat the team at the top at any given day, any given time. So let's stick our head out. Are we gonna stick our head out and say Manchester United gonna win and beat Leeds United? The next game is Fulham versus Liverpool. This game will be playing at Craven Cottage at the home of Fulham. And Liverpool, they have a poor run of form the other day, and they started to look like yeah, they're in it. They're in it and they're winning. So they wanna come to Craven Cottage and grind out a win. But I think Liverpool have enough quality to beat Fulham. They have enough quality to beat Fulham. And let's jump right into the next game. The next game is Tottenham versus Sunderland. Sunderland is a newly promoted team, but they are playing very well. Sunderland, they beat Chelsea. In Sunderland, they drew with Arsenal. Sunderland, they have success of the big teams. Yeah, they have success with the big team. They beat Chelsea and they drew 2-2 with Arsenal. So Sunderland is no pushover. Sunderland gonna come to play. Tottenham, you have to beware. Sunderland is no pushover. So this game, I would want to say Tottenham, but Sunderland, they are a very dangerous team. But I'm still gonna say Tottenham gonna win that game. 1-0 or 2-1. I think Tottenham is one goal better than Sunderland. The next game is Everton versus Brentford. Everton versus Brentford. I think Everton might just get the job done, and Coach David Moyes might get the job done. I think Everton might get the job done. So I'm sticking my neck out for Everton over Brentford. The next game we have is Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace is having some poor form. But now they need to turn it around. They need to turn it around. On the other hand, Newcastle is fighting. They want to get back to Champions League football. So Newcastle is fighting. They want to get back to Champions League. They want to get back to Europe, to play in Europe. So this game can go either way, but I am sticking my neck out and say Newcastle will beat Crystal Palace, because Newcastle have enough quality to beat Crystal Palace. Last and final game that gonna play tomorrow, and this is the game we all been waiting for. Manchester City versus Chelsea. Manchester City versus Chelsea. And if Manchester City should lose or draw this game, they will be in big trouble. They will be in big trouble, because Arsenal will be at least 6 points ahead of them, or 7 points ahead of them. So they need to win this game to keep up the pace. Because if they don't, this time around, Arsenal is going to jump out and win the title. They drew for a title, because they've been coming runner-up for the past 3 years. So Manchester City gonna win this game over Chelsea. But Chelsea have some good qualities. And I think that if Chelsea lose this game, I think the coach gonna get this march in order. Anyway, there you have it on the Athletes Canvas channel, where the athletes display their God-given gift, talent and ability. Like, share and subscribe to the Athletes Canvas channel. Until next time, peace.